Down out. What's up, everybody? You are tuned into the Elks Call, your home for Edmonton Elks fan talk. Or should I say, SD winning home for Edmonton Elks fan talk. My name is Scout, aka the rep from Section X.
Oh, wow. We're starting strong here, people. Sorry about that. My name is Catherine, aka Even Elks.
It was a long night with the STs yesterday, so we are coming to you live on Shotgun Sports Network with the replay airing exclusively on Edmonton Sports Talk. Like we said, Kathy, we won, and SD.
Yay.
Very, very exciting, very thrilled. Couldn't be more excited about that. A big thanks once again to the Nasties and to Edmonton Sports Talk for this very prestigious Friend of EST award. So thanks again, everybody. Catherine, I apologize. I totally screwed up a moment last night where you were about to thank everybody, and I pulled you away for a showboat and kiss. So I apologize for that.
It's all right.
Did you want to say anything, sir?
No, I just wanted to say thanks. That's it. I just wanted to thank everybody. That's about it. Yeah.
Once again, my bad. But last night it was a great time. Last game was a doozy. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. First, though, we'd like to thank everybody for riding with us tonight. Hit the like, subscribe, and favorite buttons to show some love. Your support means everything to us here at Shotgun Sports Network. All right, pretty stacked show today. Got a lot to talk about. We're going to open up with the More You Didn't Know, where we talk to our guest about a variety of topics. Next, we're going to give you Kathy's Herd Report, where we bring you the latest news, game, and transactions, all from Double E Land. After that, we're going to give you an Edmonton sports update, and then we are going to play Green or Gold, our spin on Hot or Not. And finally, we're going to open up the fan forum where we talk about hot topics surrounding the Elks and the CFL world as a whole. We're interactive, so make sure you get your comments and questions into the herd chat if you're watching on YouTube, which would be Shotgun Sports Network, or on Facebook, which would be the Elks Herd. Let's get the show rolling, though.
Let's do it.
With the More You Didn't Know, where we talk to our guest about a variety of topics. This segment is brought to you by RoyalRetros.com. Save 10% off your order by using code Shotgun Sports, all caps, no spaces. They are the throwback kings. We like Royal Retros, and we know you're going to love them too. So get on down there, RoyalRetros.com. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show U of A alum, winner of the Amazing Race Canada Season 10, and Edmonton Elks ambassador. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Taylor McPherson.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Taylor.
Taylor.
Did that thing you watched the Amazing Race finale last night?
I did watch it.
And did you get any nostalgia there? Any good flashbacks?
I did. I literally got like so many goosebumps when the winners ran across the line. I don't really want to say it because I don't want to be like, that spoiler alert person. Then I'll have people coming for me online after this. But when I saw them come across, goosebumps, tears, all the feels that I was feeling last year when it happened to Katie and I. And I actually went back and like rewatched her reel this morning while I was at work. I was rewatching, like us running down into the Elks Stadium. We're coming, John. And I was just sitting there like crying goosebumps.
Oh my goodness. I bet. Especially, having back-to-back Edmonton finalists, right? So that's super cool.
Very big.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were definitely cheering for Nippy and Superfan Magoo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will let everybody.
We won't spoil it here.
Yeah.
We won't spoil it here.
We'll try not to.
Try not to.
We say save it for the show before the show. I don't even save it for the race. I don't know, for the Amazing Race. Save it for your own TV at home. Taylor, we are super appreciative of your time tonight. For our sports fans, if you do have a question, please be sure to throw it in the herd chat once again, and we will try to get them onto the show.
Yeah.
But let's go over question number 1 here. Let's get this started. So Taylor, we know, we always like to get to know our guests, especially first time being on the show. So we do got to ask, where did your passion for sports come from?
Yeah, of course. So my passion for sport obviously came from wrestling. So I wrestled for the University of Alberta for 6 seasons. But it all started in grade 5 with my grade 5 teacher. He was like this jack tatted guy, had WWE posters all across his grade 5 classroom in the Catholic school. So yeah, just painting a picture of where I got my love for wrestling from. And so, he told me that, you're short, you're feisty, you've got the drive, the fire to be a wrestler. And that was all I needed to hear, apparently. And fast forward many, many years later, I wrestled for about 14 years for the U of A. Well, not 14 for the U of A, but 14 years then for the U of A. I've had my opportunity of being on 2 U23 world teams representing Team Canada, won a national championship with U of A. Yeah, I did a little bit of time in this sport, to say the least. So that's where my love for sports comes from.
Oh, totally. I mean, that's crazy, especially when you start from so young and then you just continue, then you know for sure that it's a passion, not just, being part of a sport. But you did mention you studied at the University of Alberta, then you hailed all the way from Calgary, however. But you managed to join the Pandas wrestling team in 2017 for a 6-year tenure, including COVID. What was that experience like?
COVID definitely put a damper on things. That's why I was there for 6 seasons. Although we didn't have, like that one season, I still count it because we still trained all season and competed. But yeah, COVID definitely put a damper on us. But the thing is, being wrestlers, we're pretty stubborn and we don't let anything stand in our way. So we were out in the grass wrestling each other with masks on, wrestling our dogs at home, our brothers, you know how it is. So training never stopped. But it was pretty cool because during that time too, we also, because we weren't technically allowed to compete or wrestle in the room, we actually redid our wrestling room. So it was way before it was blue and red and just not U of A at all. And now it's this bright, obnoxious yellow, green wall pads around it with our logos on it, and then our mats match it. And just being a part of rebuilding our room and making it our own is it's a core memory. It's something I'll hold with me forever, because there's been so many blood, sweat, and tears shed in that room. And to now have my name on the back of one of those boards too as one of those rebuilders, it was a pretty big deal for us during that time.
Oh, definitely. Do you have plans to continue wrestling?
No. So I kind of stopped wrestling, I guess 2.5 years ago now. I kind of moved more into the coaching role. So although I stopped wrestling, I did coach with the U of A Pandas the last 2 years. I've been to 2 Canada Summer Games, a North American Indigenous Games, Alberta Winter Games. So putting in that work as Coach T now.
Oh, I love it.
And
so cool.
You were out east. What was that one for again? Just a couple months ago?
Yeah, so I was just in Newfoundland for the 2025 Canada Summer Games. So I had the opportunity of being the women's head coach for the women's wrestling team this summer, which was a pretty big deal. Going from an apprentice coach the first games to a head coach was a big leap.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. Especially wrestling. I don't know, my boy takes jiu-jitsu, and that's a different type of wrestling, but that is such a hard sport. It's so physically demanding, and it may not necessarily look like it, but it's difficult. It's pretty it's pretty rough. So.
Yeah, I'm biased, but I always say it's the hardest sport in the world. And I always find it funny when people try to compare their sports to us. My little brother, he used to play for the University of Calgary Dinos football team. And, one day he was like, oh, maybe I'll go back to wrestling. I was like, yeah, go do it. And he called me right after practice. He was like, Taylor, it's like, man, wrestling is easily one of the hardest sports in the world. I was like, yeah, go tell your little football buddies that too.
Oh,
drag football players there, but
oh, I love it. Calling them out. Yeah, and we know that. We tried to playfully wrestle, and then we end up with sprained necks.
Yeah.
So it's a no-no.
Now, I do have to ask, because you are from Calgary, was there any, sort of rivalry feelings or anything like that when you made the decision to sign with U of A?
Honestly, no. I mean, I did get an offer from U of C, but, I just, at the time, I felt U of A was the right move for me. And, I was really happy moving to U of A. The team atmosphere was phenomenal, and they're my family now. So Edmonton is a place I gladly call home as well. So, yeah.
Love it. The green and gold is bold.
Yeah, it is.
Any capacity, right? Now,
any capacity.
Any capacity.
Exactly.
And also go Bears, go Pandas. Like,
Yeah.
Love it. Now, many fans do know you from the Amazing Race Season 10. By some chance, yourself and Katie avoided elimination earlier on and had a chance to win it all in the final episode just over a year ago. So, what was it like to finish the race in Edmonton? I know you kind of spoke on it a bit, but
I still am at a loss for words. Like a year later, it was just unbelievable to me. At first we ripped open that clue and it was like, Edmonton, really? Like, we're going back home? And then we were like, wait, we're going back home. So it almost felt like this little extra pressure drive to win it all, because it's like, we're in our home city now. Like, we got to do this thing. But, we didn't put too much pressure on ourselves. We were just like, you know what, we might have an advantage. And I think, to come running down those Commonwealth stairs, the same section that I've literally walked down for events that I host with the Elks, it was a pretty big deal. I was like, I know what door we need to run in. I know what section we got to run down. Like, let's go. And, once we hit that field and then hit that mat, it was just, we were in complete and utter shock. Like, you can tell when you rewatch that video back, we had no idea we had just won, so it's just, even to this day, I still watch the video, I get goosebumps, I cry like a baby, just like I was on the mat. And it was just a full circle moment. A year and a half before that, Katie and I won our national championships together at the University of Alberta. And it was only the second time our women's wrestling team had won the national championships, and we did it in our home gym. And then a year and a half later, we're finishing the Amazing Race Canada on our home turf. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you can't tell me that wasn't meant to be.
Right? Like, chills.
Storybook.
Like, it's definitely meant to be. And I mean, talking about full circle, now you're a little bit involved with the Edmonton Elks, from what we understand. So what's your role with the Double E, and how did that come about?
I mean, so this year I have the privilege of doing the land acknowledgement at the beginning of the game. So, every one of their home games, I'm up on that big screen doing the land acknowledgement. But I've also been working with them kind of over the last 4 years to develop our sleepover football camp experience with them. So they've been really great partners, and we've really helped grow this opportunity for a lot of Indigenous youth across the province. We've kind of, that relationship has really grown and built over the last 4 years. And this year was one of our biggest and most successful, in my eyes, sleepover football camp experience for the youth. We had about 130, 40-ish people out sleeping over on the Commonwealth Stadium field. Like, pretty big deal. We came a long way from our 30 participants the first year.
I always hear about that, and it's so cool. I think that's a cool experience.
Oh, totally. Well, and I mean, especially with your work with the Indigenous Sports Council of Alberta, right? You're making a difference, let's say, with the Double E, and then, outside of Commonwealth Stadium as well. So what's your role with the council?
Yeah, so I'm a sports program coordinator. But really what we like to say is we just wear every hat that we can. We do everything from running programs, speaking at events, I don't even know, social media. We do it all, like really within our team because we are a small team. So we all kind of have to work together to try to bring all of these amazing programs to the youth and to the families and just connect people through sport because really that's our mission is just to get kids on that that good path, you know, that sport really provides for you to develop into a great human in the future and just that physical health and wellness piece is so important as well.
Well, and I mean, the saying is making a difference in many lives by creating safe and inclusive spaces for Indigenous peoples in sports, right? So it's a great, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily the mission statement, but it's a slogan for you guys over there. And then, of course, you know, the fact that you guys are working with Football Alberta, Football Canada, just even on the football side of things, let alone, you know, hockey or anything else. So
yeah.
Are you in those conversations with them or?
Yeah, I'm in a lot of the conversations. My Edie and I actually just had the opportunity of going to Winnipeg for the Indigenous football championships, I believe it was. And so we got to go support Team Alberta and just go check out, see what, you know, we're trying to do here in, you know, the football community and supporting Indigenous youth to aspire to compete at those more elite and higher levels. So I think, you know, that was a big step for our organization to be a part of that, to see it, and obviously continue to commit to doing it. We also work with like our local players here with the Elks. You know, some of them in their off season are running their own businesses, running programs. And so we want to work with them and support them, and they want to do the same for us. So collab all day long. So, you know, trying to get these kids into football, it's really important, and into sports just in general, right? But, you know, since we're on the topic of football.
Yeah. Well, and so many talented players, right?
Yeah.
There's so much talent out there. And I'd love to see more of that Indigenous talent in the CFL, right? It's Canadian football. So, and I mean, it speaks to all of North America as well, but you know, you can only control what's in your own backyard, so to speak. So it's great to see what you're doing over there.
Yeah, it's super commendable. It's
very commendable, yes. busting out the big words today.
But let's bring it back to something a little bit more fun, per se. Because you play sports doesn't necessarily mean that you watch sports. So we do have to ask, do you follow or watch any sport teams?
I mean, I'm not like a huge sport watcher. You know, I'm not like a diehard sports fan. Of course, I've been following the Elks this season. Proud of how far they've come and what's going on now on the field. You know, ready to see them keep that momentum up. Always had faith in them. You know, we hosted actually like a little ceremony with them last year and gifted them elk antlers through a local person and hosted a ceremony with an elder there and everything, fed them. So, you know, we have this special bond now.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, and, you know, kind of tying that in a little bit more with what we were just talking about with, you know, Indigenous sports as well, the Labor Day rematch brunch, a lot of the funds, I guess, or some of the funds anyways, we're in support of, you know, what you're doing. So it's good to see the Elks engaging the right people and engaging the right groups, right? And you're definitely the right people for this job. Now, getting back to Double E, let's talk a little bit about this, the Game Changers camp. So we did hear a rumor that you may be involved with the upcoming Game Changers camp, an all-women's football camp at Commonwealth Stadium on September 25th. So are the rumors true?
The rumors are true. Wow. You guys got awesome insiders. I didn't know it was a big deal, was I?
It's between that and
we over here.
Yeah, well, we go to the Elks team store as well.
we talk to a lot of people at the
Yeah.
Elks.
That's awesome.
What do you know about Taylor McPherson? Yeah, Double E Game Changers. What's going on down at Commonwealth on the 25th?
Well, I mean, I'm participating in it, so I'm ready to play some football, is what I've been told. We're gonna be running some drills with the pros. I don't know if they are ready to see me coming down that field. Like, they better be scared. Like, I hope they don't teach me how to hit. I mean, I already know how to, I guess, but
the tackling station, no problem for Taylor around here. She's just gonna kill it.
You see this like little 4-foot nothing thing flying through the air, right? They'll be like, "What's this?" Like little fly swat.
Taylor McPherson at linebacker. I can't wait to see it. Or maybe a running back and drop a shoulder somewhere.
Yeah, you never know. But that wrestling experience, perfect.
Yeah.
Funny. And Kat is trying to get in to the Game Changers. I think she's getting really bad FOMO, and I don't think
really bad FOMO. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. An all women's event. It's a big deal. It's a networking opportunity. Just get to connect with all these people around, and I think we get to do something with cheerleading too, or maybe the cheerleaders are there. I'm not graceful at all, but I don't do dancing very well, but I'll try it if I have to.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
See, Catherine's just getting more FOMO now.
Yeah, you have to come now.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. You'll be there. But yeah, no, I'm excited to hear about this one. It is in support of ovarian cancer research, right? So they are trying to reach $1 million for this event. So I mean, what is it? You saw
it cost?
The price was $175.
I can't remember. I believe
like that.
It's $175. I mean, it's for a really good cost.
Right.
So, and like you say, we don't see a lot of those all women events, right? So, especially in sports, which is fantastic.
More inclusivity.
100%. Love it. I love it.
So,
are we going to see you at the Indigenous celebration game on September 27th versus the?
Yes.
I mean, you're doing the announcements.
Oh, no. No, I will be there. We're bringing about 100 participants. With ISCA, we had tickets donated to our organization from some sponsors. So obviously very grateful for that. So yeah, we'll be at the game. So we're excited to cheer on the Elks and watch them bring home another W. So let's go.
Need a dub. Wish we were on the last one, but
that's okay.
By the time the 27th rolls around, we'll find out if we desperately need it or just really want it,
Yeah.
We did meet you, though, in the Double E tailgate, so we must ask, especially with you not necessarily, I know that you're more involved now, but maybe you're a little bit fresh to the tailgating scene. What are your thoughts on the big pregame party in Lot B?
I love the big pregame party. I think, they've really stepped it up, actually. I went last season, and it was awesome. It was fun. But I think this season, it's really it's a game changer. It's really stepped up, and it's a fun way to just experience some pregame activities before heading into the stadium. Gets you amped up, gets you ready to go, and you get to meet lots of people around and different community members doing cool things. So, I mean, that's how we got connected. So I think that's pretty awesome.
Oh, exactly. Well, and I mean, there's a lot of people that know each other. There's a lot of people that don't know each other. You get that perfect combo where people introduce each other. Supersized Indiana Jones here in the herd chat agrees. Tailgate has been legit this year. Shout out to fellow SD winner, Supersized Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Let's take a herd chat question here. I did see one from John. I think he's asking, I don't know, you would know a little bit better here, Taylor, but when you were watching The Amazing Race this year, how could someone forget their bag of clothes like Magoo and Nippy in that first episode?
Yeah. I mean, you guys would be surprised with how stressful all of this is. When you're in race mode, you're in race mode. And sometimes you're just seeing tunnel vision. You don't see the things around you. You miss small things. You miss big things. And, it happens. And, although it sucks and a lot of people were surprised, they're like, how does that even happen? I was like, I feel you guys. I feel you. Like it's so easy to do. There were times when Katie and I, especially early on in the race, we literally ran straight past a clue box, and we got into the challenge, and we're like, where did you guys get the clue? Like, how do you know what to do in this challenge? And they're like, it's outside, you guys. And I was like, oh.
Wow.
So, you know, like stuff like that happens, you know, but yeah, it's just all part of the game.
Stress, adrenaline, little bit of everything.
It really is.
It's a little bit more than just forgetting your keys or your wallet or whatever when you leave the house, right? It's just a little bit bigger than that.
It's a big deal. It is your lifeline, kind of. I mean, like, at least you're clean underwear and clean socks, but like, if you had to wear the same clothes for the rest of the race, you're gonna do it if you can keep racing, right?
Yeah.
Wash your clothes every night or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's certain rules, right? You can't just go out and buy another bag or buy another extra set of clothes or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a head scratcher, but hey, like you said, right? I forget many things on a daily basis.
Exactly.
Why I couldn't do it. Scout asked me, like, would you do it? And I'm like, well, first of all, I can't swim. Second of all, it's just not like there's a lot of things that would just stress me the hell out.
Well, and it's funny too, like a big shout out to Magoo and Nippy, because in their scenarios when they're getting stressed out, they don't really go at it too hard. They do light criticisms, but then like I've watched past seasons or America or whatever, and people really get into it. Even this season we saw a couple of little tiffs that back, right? A team back all the way to the last place. So couldn't imagine being in it. So once again, why it's so incredible that you guys got to finish, right? Now
we'll just live vicariously through other people that go and win.
Yes. I like that.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, John already. Catherine Sco, you should do the Amazing Race Canada next year. I think we just came up with the decision here live on air.
Never say never.
We'll talk.
He's like, yeah, you don't have to swim. I'm like, but what if I do? I'll just drown. No, that's a no.
Nah, they'll give you a life jacket. You'll always be fine. It's all good. They have liabilities too, so
exactly. I can't drown because then you could see them. So
and there's no sharks in the Rideau Canal, so Rito. And I guess another question on top of that. I saw that you went to a pre-party, or sorry, no, it wasn't a pre-party. It was the
watch party.
Watch party, yes.
Yeah.
So, like how many people showed up? Because it looked like it was pretty crammed in there.
It was pretty packed in there. Nippy and Magoo had a really awesome, show up for their semifinals watch party. It was awesome to just see how much of the community came together to support them. And just once again, like goosebumps, because it's like, I remember how that was for Katie and I last season, and just seeing the joy that this show brings and the connection that it has to bring together a city of people was a pretty big deal to me. So, there was easily over 100 people there that night at Rosario's. It was pretty sick.
Oh, that's sick. At Rosario's of all place, home of the best karaoke, right? That's Neil and Hernan and the crew. Yes. No, and that's fantastic. And they were missed around Rogers Place during the playoff run. Everybody was kind of wondering where they were, and then
that made sense.
And then the cat out the bag and all that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Last question here. Last question at 26, correct? I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, I did do my research.
Yeah.
You are making waves. I mean, there's a thing about age and women and all that.
You never ask.
Exactly.
You just don't ask.
Yeah, we just assume, right? So at 26, you're making waves and building on years of success as an athlete, a coach. You're doing motivational speaking now, and more. So, Taylor, we got to ask, what is the next big win for Taylor McPherson?
I don't know yet. Life's changed like so much in this last year. I've been presented with so many amazing opportunities, brand partnerships, speaking engagements, that opportunity to just like give back to the youth, tell them a little bit about my story and, you know, how far sport brought me. So really, I guess the next bit and, you know, so on and so forth, I just want to continue to inspire our youth and continue driving the importance of sport. You know, I have been working on a program called the Spiritual Holistic Exercise Den. It was something started back in my undergrad with other students, but it was something that I wanted to continue driving. And so, you know, hopefully one day maybe even make it into its own business or its own nonprofit to give back sport to rural Indigenous communities and get kids in those leadership positions through the program. So maybe soon.
Well, we'll keep an eye for sure. We'll be cheering from the sidelines.
Cheering from the sidelines. Love what, you know, yourself and Katie are doing. It's great to see you guys continue impacting somehow, some way post Amazing Race fame. You know, like we said, and for anybody that's just jumping on now, you missed a heck of a good interview here, especially that first half describing exactly where Taylor gets her passion from. But, you know, you've kind of had that in you all along. Amazing Race pops up, gives you a couple more stepping stones to work with, and now you're taking off. So, yeah, like Kathy said, we're always going to be cheering you guys on. You're awesome stuff. Can't thank you enough. We will not take much more of your time. Taylor, where can our viewers and listeners find you online?
I'm on every social platform pretty much. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Just look up Taylor McPherson or Tay McPherson and I'll probably pop up on your feed. So yeah.
There you go.
Love it.
Awesome.
There you go.
Well, once again, Taylor, we can't thank you enough for joining us tonight. Fantastic conversation, and we're really excited to see you here soon down at Commonwealth Stadium soon.
Yeah.
And I think Kathy's going to see you even sooner for this Game Changers. So.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for having me, you guys, and thanks for everybody who joined to listen to the call. And yeah, it was a pleasure. So we'll see you soon.
Sounds great.
See you soon.
Have
Appreciate it.
Taylor.
Bye, guys.
And that was Taylor McPherson of the Amazing Race Canada fame, U of A Pandas Wrestling, Go Pandas, Indigenous Sports Council of Alberta. Great conversation.
Yes.
That was
Fantastic
great.
conversation.
We might have you convinced
I know.
to do Game Changers.
It's the FOMO.
It's the FOMO.
FOMO.
The fear of missing out. I love it.
It's getting to me.
Let's take a look at some of her chat questions here or comments before we move on. Blake, I believe that's Blake Melton. What up, Blake of Canadian Football Fanatics? Congratulations on the SD, Cat and Scout. Thank you. Thanks, man. Very thrilled. Very, very thrilled. Do we got anything else here in? Oh, that's a question maybe for the fan forum.
Yeah. Well,
we did have
we're good.
Ball hockey. Who's this? Ball hockey vids. What is it? Ball hockey videos. Hi. And then Nathan Byer. What up, Nathan? I will get back to Becky on the thing she messaged about. So don't worry. We will get there. And then Ken Borchuk, of course, talking about this latest loss, which we're going to get to here.
We won't pull that up because
save it for the show.
It's a spoiler.
I like that.
Spoiler.
I see that one. Okay.
It's a spoiler.
Yeah.
So we will not bring that up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No spoilers today. No spoilers. Alrighty. Once again, a big shout out to Taylor McPherson for joining us. That was freaking awesome. Fantastic convo. Big shout out to our viewers and our listeners. You are rocking with the Elks Herd here on the Elks Call. She also called it the Call.
I love it.
Thanks for joining the Call.
You know what?
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. You're listening to the Call right now. Okay, pick up the phone. This is the Call. All right. Next up, we do have
answer the phone. What was it that Kyle said? Like when he was little and he tried to do an episode.
Oh, welcome to the Elks Call. I'm trying to call you. Beautiful.
There you
Classic. But yes, we do have Kathy's Herd Report up next, where we talk about recent news, transactions, the game, everything Elks. Today's Herd Report is brought to you by the Rouge, White, and Blue podcast. Oz and Joe have you covered on the latest happenings in the CFL from across multiple borders. Rouge, White, and Blue, Americans talking Canadian football, only on Shotgun Sports Network. So we had a birthday party go on at the same time as this game.
Yeah, by the way, house birthday parties, never do it. Just don't do it.
Do not host
Don't
any
host
number of children.
A whole bunch of 8-year-olds? No.
Yeah.
Horrible idea.
I mean,
don't do it.
Like, if you're going to do that, go to a park. Go do something that it does not involve your sacred house. Because I think there was a couple of risks involved with that one. So kids running around sports memorabilia with lightsabers and other items. Yeah, that was
Scout had to walk away.
Weapons. I went to the garage. I
think it was more like the stress of, making sure that nothing got broken and it was getting to you.
That's exactly it.
But anyways, after that, we got to watch the game. So this game, I don't know what's more frustrating. Going through a loss with a big deficit or going through a loss of 1 point. I don't know what's more frustrating.
Well, I'd rather go through the deficit just to get the win at the end. It's just that you're frustrated for that time that you're not winning.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's this whole 1 point thing. It just really gets to me. But anyways, let's talk about this game. Let's just do a quick recap. Let's start with the first quarter. The opening quarter between Edmonton and Toronto was a grind, marked by field position battles before the Elks seized control.
Yeah.
Both sides were exchanging punts early, and neither quarterback was able to sustain a drive right at the beginning. That is until momentum swung in the Elks' way. As Fajardo, every time I want to call him Fajardo, orchestrated a methodical march downfield, aided by Toronto penalties and capped by a 4-yard touchdown toss to running back Justin Rankin. Yeah. But hey, so many Toronto penalties. Holy.
Well, it was nice to see that, but we could have seen
with that amount of penalties.
The Elks should not be committing any.
I'll ask this here, and I'll ask it again, and I'll ask it again. But how did we end up losing this one?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we have a fan forum question about the Elks offense, so I don't want to talk too much about the double E offense. It is in the fan forum, and we are going to talk about it. So, but how do you lose it? Well, you get sacked a bunch. You had 4 interceptions, right? 4 interceptions. Well, I know we're gonna get to it, but yeah, let's talk about this after. I'm gonna get too fired up too early.
Just the fact that within the first quarter we saw so many Toronto penalties that it really should have looked different for the Elks. But going into the second quarter, it was one of those situations where you get a sack and you get a sack and you get a sack.
Sack City.
Quarterbacks were not protected at all around here. And, instead of trading field positions, they were just trading sacks. That's how the quarter opened up.
Now, is that good defensive line or is it bad offensive line? Because I know what I'm going to say for the double E in terms of receiving sacks. Not getting sacks, but taking sacks.
Yeah, but either way, it was a bit comical. I'm not gonna lie. That is until Cordell Jackson intercepted a ball at the Edmonton 51, and Fajardo moved the ball down the field enough to get a 19-yard strike to Keon Julian Grant for the game's second touchdown.
So. And yes, like Chris, I do see your comment, right? I'll bring that up in just a moment. But for this was complimentary football.
At this point.
Right?
Yes.
I think this is one of the last times we truly saw like good complimentary football, like touchdown, off, and interception. Because I believe the stat is 21 points for the double E off of turnovers.
Yes.
So...
But then we also let them get enough points. That's the difference, right? Toronto tried to respond, but they stalled on a short yardage gamble deep in Edmonton territory. They did come away with only a 53-yard field goal as the time expiring, trailing behind Edmonton at 14-14. 3.
And I think that field goal there was the beginning of the end. Like, and I felt it because you see Toronto march back when it looked like they were out. And if the Elks could have gotten a shutout for that first half, I think the Elks, well, and I mean really on the game, then yes, right? They would have had to go for a touchdown at the end and not a field goal. In terms of, and speaking about Toronto, but in terms of the comeback for Toronto, I think it was actually this field goal that sparked it. Later on, there was a critical sack on Cody Fajardo that was the nail in the coffin, I think, for them, if we're going to...
Well, I think it started kind of moving momentum and opening up the third quarter. Toronto just did their thing. They have a burst of offense. They had an 18-yard touchdown right away, and then converted a 2-point, trying to close the gap. So that's one thing. I can't believe that we let them get that 2-pointer.
Yeah.
The what ifs if they hadn't gotten that 2-pointer, right? It's one of those situations of, like Chris says, over here.
Now's the time for the comment. Yeah.
The timing of the mistakes was the difference. It's so frustrating.
It was penalties that extended drives. It was penalties that cut drives short. And then penalties to, disrupt flow of game.
Yeah.
The Elks offense couldn't get into a rhythm in this whole second half. Sure, they came up with a touchdown later on. Field goals, lots of field goals. I believe 3 in this game, right? But the big problem here was those critical mistakes, mistakes at critical times.
100%.
You can't do that and expect everybody to be all good, flopping around from defense to offense. Let's get some special teams action. Oh, let's get Jake Julian tackling to save touchdowns. The game was all over the place.
All over the place. And it was very surprising because just based on some of the stats or just based on some of the things that we saw, the Elks should have had it. Right after this whole touchdown thing, Fajardo suffered yet another sack, but regained some confidence when Tyrell Ford intercepted that Arbuckle pass. So yet another interception. So you would figure that would bring some of the confidence back to the Elks and be able to continue with that momentum. But there's only so much you can do. The following drive was a well-balanced march. It was highlighted by a face mask penalty that gave us the first down.
Yeah.
Short plunge from Cole Snyder for a 1-yard score. So we did have another touchdown, followed by a successful cover kick. It restored the 2-possession lead.
Yeah.
2-possession lead on the third quarter.
Yeah.
How do you go about messing that up?
Well, and this is where the game really fell apart here.
Yeah.
I mean, the Edmonton Elks still played well, but you could tell that, after this one, the game was starting to slip away again. Two score lead.
Yeah.
You have a 2-score lead. You need to be able to hold on to it.
100%.
And the Edmonton Elks are either a comeback in the fourth quarter team or a blow it in the fourth. Or, obviously there's other games, 2 other games I want to say on the season so far that were very obvious losses. BC Lions and Labor Day Classic.
Yeah.
You knew that those were going to be losses based on the play, based on what you saw. You could kind of point out exactly where the game was unraveling. This one here, that field goal scared me. Then this whole exchange where the Elks were ahead, but then of course let Toronto creep back into it. And Toronto played clutch time near the end.
They creeped because that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
They just creeped slowly.
Well, and you're sitting there, and when you're in the lead as a fan, when your team's in the lead, you're just saying, please don't screw it up. I said it around 50 times.
Yeah, we were. It's like, just keep that lead. Just keep that lead.
Don't screw it up. Don't blow it.
Don't go for crazy passes.
Don't blow it.
Don't chance an interception.
Run the goddamn ball.
Run the ball. Just keep the lead.
Sorry, Mom.
And Arbuckle kept the Argos moving.
Yeah.
Short throws, scrambles. There was a red zone stand following a sack by Dublanco. So that was nice. That forced Toronto to settle for a 27-yard field goal. But that's not all. After that, we did, on the following drive by Toronto, J.J. Ross intercepted yet another ball, allowing the Elks to add a 30-yard field goal at the horn.
So, and I'd just like to point out that JJ Ross was my player to watch last week.
Did.
So,
well, that's you did say that you wanted to see an interception.
JJ Ross interception.
So he did.
Got him.
But that's again, we are 2 scores in the lead, ending, finishing up the third quarter, and Toronto still managed to make it.
Yeah.
Like, it was not a bad quarter for the Elks.
It wasn't a bad quarter. It wasn't the greatest quarter either. I mean, you want to see shutdown play. I think that the interceptions were fantastic. I think the defense and the defense did their job in this game.
It's frustrating when it's not enough.
Yeah.
Like how frustrating it is for the players that got those interceptions, and it was still not enough.
And we do see the herd chat questions. We will get to them after the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Or comments. Sorry,
fourth quarter was. It was a bad quarter.
Yeah, it was a bad quarter.
Once again, they went back to that whole thing where they can't finish. So that's unfortunate. They had a roughing the passer and offside penalties. They had a tired defense. And all of that allowed for Toronto to open the quarter with a touchdown of their own.
Yeah.
So never mind that number 20, Kenny Logan Jr., intercepted another ball for the Elks.
6 turnovers.
Which set up a 16-yard field goal. Or that combo sacked Daggy.
Yeah, Jared Daggy.
When he was brought in.
Daggy down.
That didn't matter. It didn't matter when the ball was fumbled in critical moments after Fajardo was sacked. And it was recovered in Edmonton's territory by Toronto for a touchdown. Like, come on, if there is a time for the O-line to tighten up, it is when there are 4 minutes left on the clock. You just don't let those kinds of things happen.
Yeah.
Like, that's frustrating.
Very. You wish that the Elks were at that point, but this showed that they aren't.
Well,
this is not a Grey Cup contending team.
No,
I'm sorry. Anybody that has put the word
those mistakes.
No, you put the word Grey Cup on this team right now, and I'm not going to say you deserve to be slapped. We would never say that about any of our viewers or listeners. Yeah. But I think maybe some form of evaluation on the brain power there, because the reality is that this team cannot close it down against elite teams in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think that this is a major stepping stone for them. I think that this is going to be something that they watch film on. They try to figure out exactly what went wrong and exactly how they screwed it up this time to prevent it later. Yeah. I think that.
Because it shouldn't have. And even coming down to the last few minutes, you'd think about time management and what you want to do. Edmonton definitely steadied on its next possession. They marched inside the 25 and added a 31-yard kick to stay in front as the clock ticked under 2 minutes. There were still 2 minutes on the clock.
Bad time management, yeah.
2 minutes is a long time in football, and we know that. It was enough for Toronto to burn time as they made steady gains down the field, getting them close enough to secure a win by field goal. 31-30 at the end. And it's so frustrating when it's a loss like this one. The Elks should have technically gotten this one, just based on interceptions, based on the number of touchdowns, really good plays. But it was those costly penalties, the wrong time, those mistakes that we have from the O-line. It was just frustrating.
Yeah. I would say that I'm surprised based on the first half. If you're going to tell me that the Edmonton Elks completely lose that game by 1 point,
even like the first 3 quarters, because
first 3 quarters were good. Yeah.
By the end of the three quarters, we were ahead by 2 touchdowns.
No, Catherine,
do you make that?
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, sorry about that. But I was going to say, Catherine, did you know that the Edmonton Elks had 6 turnovers? Did you think that they won, or do you think that they lost?
You would figure that they would win.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off on that. But yeah, simply put.
You'd figure. You'd figure. It's one of those things that you walk away and you're like, how the hell did they manage to yet again find another way to lose?
Yeah. I don't know how you do it. But it happened. here we are, 31-30 loss in Toronto.
And you know what? It frustrates me even more because, you take a look at a loss like Calgary, that was just a bad loss, right? We ended up what was the difference? Something 20-something to 7 or 30s.
28-7, I want to say, or something like that.
It was a big difference, right? Nowhere near to the scores. And that made me less frustrated than this game.
21-7 or 23-7, something like that.
But that at least you were like, oh wow, we sucked. But this game,
next level suck.
This close and you still can't close it.
But these losses sucked so much more because you were so close. It wasn't like, okay, yeah, you just suck really bad. It's like, no, this result sucks because you guys actually played good.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that, complimentary football just simply was not complimentary enough. Yeah. I would say.
It was for a bit, and then it wasn't.
Let's take a look at Herd Chat comments here before we get to the injuries. Ken Chapka, what up? Game day, baby. No creativity with the offensive calls to ignite the run game. I'm going to agree on that. We do have, I want to say there's in the fan forum, we have something on this. But I do think, and I mean, in the middle of the game, I was looking at Catherine and exclaiming the same thoughts. Where are the jet sweeps? Where are, those lateral movements to shift everybody a bit? Where's your blocking up the sides?
Well, and then once again, you continue seeing the overutilization of Rankin that is just not working. So it's adding to that. Right?
Overutilization of Justin Rankin. And if you are the Edmonton Elks and you think that Justin Rankin isn't going to be covered, once again, give your head a shake. Yeah. Because you have to know that the guy who just put on the second best running back performance in the CFL in one single game, well, I'm pretty sure that guy's going to get covered and watched like a hawk. Yes. He's probably bringing a spy on the other side of the ball himself. I'm not great at my defensive formations and everything, but I can tell you that, Stevie Wonder can see that Justin Rankin is getting covered here. I hate to use that one, but here we are.
It's one of and you did see the utilization of other running backs, of course, and wide receivers as well. You did see it, but at the same time, they're still relying too much on Justin Rankin and his run. When he is 100% covered, that's not going to get you anywhere.
Well, and who is it? Jed Roberts. Jed Roberts commented on our post on the Elks Herd on Facebook. They don't have enough quality wide receivers to pull off that 50-50 ball.
No.
With Gino, it was a 90-10.
Yep.
Too bad we didn't have too much else going on with the team, but we had Gino.
You knew that if it ever came to that point when it's garbage time and you're throwing those throws that are 50-50s with double coverage,
Gino's going to catch it.
Gino is there, he's going to catch it.
Yeah.
So we don't have that.
No, unfortunately. And I do think that the Edmonton Elks could use some star power at wide receiver. It's so hard to find a Kenny Lawler. It's hard to find a Gino. And, it just does not fit with the pay metrics that's going on with the Edmonton Elks and their salary cap. So I do not see Ed Hervey picking up a huge name wide receiver anytime soon. I think if anything, we may see good wide receivers come in. It's just that, to find a superstar wide receiver, I will say Ed Hervey has done it before in Edmonton. The Darrell Walkers, Darrell Walker was a rookie when he won the Grey Cup. Ed Hervey can find these guys. It's a matter of going through the process. And right now, we need help now. Do you make trades? What would you do with that?
At this point, you start setting up the team for next year. So.
But exactly, and Blake here in the Herd Chat. I'll offer you one Justin McInnes for one Justin Rankin. I'm gonna say no deal.
That doesn't sound like a good deal.
No deal. I like it though, Blake. I like the thought, man. And then did we have any other comments in here? I see some Oil King stuff. We'll talk about that at the Edmonton Sports Update.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Yeah. There's been some injuries, as everybody is aware. As of today, Nick Anderson did not practice.
He's on this. Oh yeah, he's not on the 6th game, but he did not practice.
Jared Brinkman did not practice. Royce Metier did not practice. And
He's
Brock,
on the 6th game.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. And Brock Mungenson had limited participation. As for Greg Island, Josiah Shackle, and Jalen Williams, they are back with full participation. So we do have some names in there that we don't want to see. It always sucks to see somebody coming back and then going right back to the injury list, like in Nick Anderson, because you definitely don't want them aggravating the injury that they had and making it worse. So hopefully it's not related. I mean, that's what I can say. Hopefully it's not related, but it might be. So
yeah, I mean, Nick Anderson, I think at this point we can safely assume that he's re-aggravated his injury. So that's very disappointing. Royce Metier, Achilles, he's out for the season. No official word on Jake Seresna yet, but it is assumed that he is done for the season. Saw a post online, Niles Morgan, he is done for the season. The Edmonton Elks are beat up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, at linebacker, the Edmonton Elks are fine. That's actually a position where they're doing okay. Stephen Dunbar Jr. Would like to know what's happening with him. I haven't seen an update in a while, but he's on the 6th game.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep on going down the list.
Yeah.
Zach Mathis, he's on the 6th game.
Yeah, we're hurting for sure.
This team is riddled with injuries, right?
Before we move on, there is a comment here from Ken Shapka. Good 50-50 receivers is no good if all you do is pass all 5 to 7 yards at a time. Yes, 100%. But then is that play calling, or is that not having faith in any of your wide receivers?
Well, no, but I also think too it's coverage. Like, what if you are covered at those spots where you are supposed to make that play? Is it better to get the 5 yards and to get the ball off and to a player? Or is it better to take the sack? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? When it comes to those plays, we always yell at the TV saying, like, this is not a time to do a running play. You should be passing.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Right?
We needed 10 yards, not 5. What is this garbage?
If it's a first down and, you got a long ways to go, you throw that ball. You don't try to just run it for 5 yards and then get stopped right in midfield. You got to be able to trust your wide receivers and be able to have those plays where you can just throw and move the ball down the field. We don't see that enough. So,
I think and it is one of those things, like you said, right? You scratch your head, but we also aren't down there in the trenches and seeing exactly what's available. Now, if Jordan Maximic is actually calling that, and like I said, we're going to get to it, but Jordan Maximic is calling for these 5-yard plays.
No, and that's why I said, is it play calling or is it not trusting your wide receivers?
Yeah, but that's a pretty brutal play to call when horrible. You need 10 yards and you're only getting 5 and time is running out, right? So, I'm pretty sure we're going to be discussing it later on here. All right.
What's next?
Next?
Before we move on, Saturday, September 20th, Edmonton will be at Hamilton at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. kickoff on this one. Hamilton Tiger Cats, the best in the East. Now the Edmonton Elks have to go up against the best in the East, and then they come home to face the best in the West. This is probably the 2 toughest games on the entire schedule, outside of the Labor Day Classic and rematch. Yeah. Which the rematch is a little bit easier because of the home crowd boost that you get. This is going to be bad. Like this stretch. Now, if the Edmonton Elks can pull off the win against Hamilton, then I think that they have enough juice to get the win here against Saskatchewan. As for this game coming up, I'm terrified. I think that Bo Levi Mitchell is definitely going to put some hurt on the double E. He likes playing against the double E, right? We've seen this before. We have.
We have seen that.
Well, and especially this year already too. So, let's talk about it. Apparently, as per Edmonton Sports Talk today, they were saying that the stats are actually pretty decent in terms of, is it their defense? Might be their defense. There's a weird stat, but basically all hope is not lost on this one. So the Edmonton Elks can move the ball against Hamilton. Can they stop the ball I think that's the bigger question. And in this last game, I did mention I wanted to see Carter O'Donnell. I wanted to see his impact against the Argonauts. His impact wasn't actually all that big. So
there wasn't much.
The offensive line's still crumbling. Yeah. So
we'll see.
Yeah, as far as this game coming up, like, you know, I am worried if there's an X factor on the other team, it's going to be Bo Levi to Kenny Lawler. That's a borderline automatic.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about the other facets of the game. I think that offense, I'm worried about Hamilton's offense. I think that they're going to try to put a world of hurt on the double E. Now, the Elks defense coming off of a 6 interception game.
Yeah.
You know, was that good film? Was that bad offensive calling from Toronto?
Was that Arbuckle just having an off day?
Was it Arbuckle? Right? Exactly. We don't know. Well, and Arbuckle apparently might have been, well, he was injured in that game. Yeah. He's officially out now, right?
Yeah.
So Arbuckle even took a hit, and maybe that did contribute to the interceptions. He wasn't as mobile as he would like to be, couldn't get the ball off the way he wanted, whatever, right? Unfortunately, I'm not in his helmet.
Yeah.
But I think with this one, I think that the Elks are going to be hard-pressed to get an interception.
Yeah.
I would love to see 2. I would love to see 4. I'd love to see 6. You don't see 6 very often.
But if we do that, we better win.
Better win if you're going to get 6 interceptions.
You better.
Yeah, Catherine, do you have a prediction for this one?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if the Elks win, like, yeah, this game came down to 31-30. You know, I'm going to say like 30-27 field goal. Like, I can't really go for win. I'm holding the line, 30 to 27.
I hate field goals to win. I hate them with a passion. It's so stressful.
It's stressful.
It's so stressful.
Very stressful.
Who's your player to watch?
My player to watch. Well, JJ Ross came through for me. I'm not going to pick Tyrell Ford until the Winnipeg game. Pretty sure I've already done DeBlanco this season. Let's go Kongbo.
He's been having good games.
We're gonna go Kongbo. We want to see sacks.
Yeah.
Let's see Kongbo. Let's see sacks.
That's fair.
Barlow.
Yeah, that's why my player to watch is DeBlanco.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see, because that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, a little bit more of that. So.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I'm just writing it down so that we can reference it next week. But, Joel DeBlanco for Kathy, and I am going.
We do that. We do have a couple of comments here in the chat from Charlie Default.
Hi, Catherine Scout. Nice to join. Hey, thank you for joining us, Charlie.
He is expecting great games this weekend. Hope the Bombers and Elks win. I don't know about the Bombers, but Elks for sure. And then Ryan over here, Ryan Messer in the chat, throwing some shade over here. Green and gold teams suck at football. UAB is horrible too. Come on, Ryan.
Latest UAB article, by the way, is up on Shotgun Sports Network. If you would like to read more on their struggles from our Birmingham, Alabama division, which is Shotgun Sports Network, Alabama. What up, Ryan Messer? Appreciate seeing you on here tonight. Yeah, and then these guys are talking dinos, UFC dinos in here.
No.
As if we haven't talked enough dinos today.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's all of our comments. Let's move on to the Edmonton Sports Update. Your 5-8 Edmonton Elks were defeated by the Toronto Argonauts last Saturday by a score of 31-30. They are heading to Hamilton to face the Tiger Cats at Hamilton Stadium on Saturday. Not Tim Hortons Field. Kickoff will be at 5 p.m. Mountain. The Edmonton Oil Kings were swept in their Alberta preseason series on the road against the Hitman in Carstairs and the Rebels in West Hawk last weekend. They'll open up their regular season on a Friday against the Rebels in Red Deer. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. Mountain, and then the next day will be the home opener at Rogers Place. Your Edmonton Oilers have officially started their preseason with medicals and media happening today at Rogers Place. The split squad home and home games will take place on Sunday versus the Calgary Flames. Puck drop will be at 6 p.m. Mountain. EE Game Changers is a women's only event with proceeds going towards ovarian cancer research happening on September 25th. It is an all-day training camp that aims to empower women. Find out more at goelks.com or listen to the beginning of this episode. And don't forget that Love Pro Wrestling has events every month, with their next event featuring the Clandestine Wrestling Society on October 2nd, and then the main event on October 3rd. With tickets as low as $10, you don't want to miss out. Be sure to check out our new Edmonton Oil Kings fan hub, The Royal Line, as they bring you their fan-sided coverage from outside the ring. You can find them at The Royal Line on most social media platforms. And the Elks Call is the winner of the 2025 SD for Best Friend of Edmonton Sports Talk. We'd like to thank our parents. Love you, Mom. I'd like to thank Kathy, and we'd like to thank you, the viewer, listener, for helping us achieve one of the biggest accomplishments a media member could have here in Edmonton, or podcaster, or whichever you want to call us. Thanks, everybody. We're the Elks Herd. You're up to date. Oh, so good. So good. Yeah, like we said, guys, thanks a lot. Guys, girls, everybody in between. You're rocking with the Elks Herd. This is the Elks Call, or the Call, as we're going to start calling it now.
The Call.
The Call. You're listening to the Call. We need like a screaming eagle. You know, can I do
Wrong
that?
Wrong team.
Oh, I guess.
No.
Well, then we'll do
It's
the
like
Elks
Call.
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll get the button programmed. Don't you worry. Very exciting. We do have a great segment coming up next, but first I would like to get to a couple comments before we move forward. Charlie does say it's pronounced Defoe.
Sorry, Charlie.
Charlie Default.
If there is something that we all know in this show, is that I will butcher every single name that gets thrown at me. So I apologize.
What? No, it happens. Is anyone selling Grey Cup pool tickets? That's actually a great idea. Why don't we do a Grey Cup pool this year?
So maybe. We'll see.
Like, are you talking about like, you know, like betting and fantasy and points, like a player pool here? I don't know. Jamie, let us know in the chat. Al here, Al McGill. What up, Al? Back in the day, Tom Wilkie would just nickel and dime the opposition with a sideline passes for 5 or 8 yards, and then out of nowhere, bang a long bomb to the end zone. The old days, yes.
Yeah.
I miss those too, because I just see them happen to against our beloved team.
We see them happening. We're just not the ones making it happen.
Wrong team. Wrong team.
Yeah, no, I wish that we could see that. I don't think we've ever had that level of confidence that a play like that is going to happen. Maybe with Trey Ford. Maybe when everybody was yelling for Trey Ford, you would expect something like that to happen with his scrambles and then being able to throw a long bomb that just happened to make it. But we all know how that went. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I did see from Blake, he did actually have a question about the Oil Kings up here. If we keep going.
How do you think the Oil Kings will do this season?
Quickly talk about it since it's in the Edmonton Sports Update segment. Anyways, Oil Kings, they're going to the Cup this year. And call me overconfident. I love the Edmonton Oil Kings. Shout out EOK. Edmonton Oil Kings are great. I love the Oil Kings, one of my favorite teams here in Edmonton. I do believe that this is a really good year for them. Jason Smith, fantastic Oilers alumni, alum. He is now the head coach, right? So you've already heard me talk about Jason Smith a little bit, and I'm like, man, this guy's gonna whip these guys into shape. Like, you know, I think he's the right guy for the job. And you know, preseason is preseason. Who really cares? But we're gonna find out what this team has starting on Sunday. So, no, Friday. Sorry, Friday. We're going to find out on Friday. So, first game of the season. And once again, if you are interested in more Edmonton Oil Kings coverage, go check out At the Royal Line. The boys are doing a fantastic job. That is Len and Cody Defoe. Defoe, just like Charlie Defoe. All right, let's do some green or gold. So let's bring you green or gold, which is our spin on hot or not. Green or gold is brought to you by a red and white podcast, which happens to be the Stampeders Roundup here on Shotgun Sports. Yeah. If you're a Stamps fan and you're listening to our show, just grab some green and gold spray paint and wreck that jersey, because there's no way you can make it any worse. Get some green and gold on there and get yourself in the right colors of Alberta sports teams, the green and gold. But once again, that's going to be Stampeders Roundup if you really, really love the Stamps. Green or gold? We're going to bring up a topic or item. If you like it, you're going to vote gold. But if you don't like it, you're going to vote green. So, herd chat, you know what to do. Get your answer into the chat. Let's have some fun. Yeah. All right, next one. First one. First one. CFL writers unanimously predicting a Ticats victory on Saturday. Is that a green or is that a gold?
That's a green.
That's a green?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, I
anything can anything could happen. You never know. Come on, you cannot. Yeah, we've seen that before. That they always have their predictions, and sometimes they go wrong. They're predictions for a reason. You never know. Don't discount us so early. We still have a chance.
Was that a hard drive?
No.
It's like, whoa. Oh, okay. I am going to say gold. I love the fact that they are discounting this team this much. Now, I'm not. If I'm in their position, I'm probably selecting Ticats as well.
I mean, yes.
As an
for betting purposes.
Yes. That too. But as an unbiased, sports writer, let's say, if you're looking at this matchup, it looks like the Ticats should win it at home. But me as a Double E fan, I'm going to say gold. And the reason why I like it is because it's bulletin board material. Look what these guys are saying about you. Look what these writers are saying about you. If I'm Mark Killam, I'm putting that up in the locker room, in the visiting locker room at Hamilton Stadium. Look what they think of you.
You want to be a joke? Do you want to be a joke?
Because they think you are, yes.
Yes.
I believe I saw a green pop up and then it disappeared, but we'll get to it in a minute.
That was from Ken Schauka. He said green because he believes that the Elks will win by 3.
I like that. I like that. Let's go. Yeah, I sure freaking hope so. Al McGill here says gold. He likes it. See, he's not scared. Al's not scared.
You know what? I like that view. I like that point of view. I was just saying green because that's just, straight up mean. Yeah. But, if you look at it from that point of view, if you use it as motivation, then gold.
Got it. Nice.
Like, you gotta use it that way.
Yes, I think that it could be a motivational tool. I truly do believe. Right. Oh, shoot. I might have screwed up. No, I got one here. Okay. Let's do this one. Next question, next topic, next item. Current Edmonton Elks word mark. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think. Is it green or is it gold? We will show you. It comes through.
Oh.
So the Edmonton Elks word mark. Is it green or is it gold? Which it's both, but
I mean it's yellow, but come on.
That's gold.
Like with the Play Alberta logo right
No, that's Play Alberta Field.
Oh, just the Edmonton Elks?
But the Edmonton Elks word mark.
Where is it being used? Other than communication?
Shirts. You can buy that shirt.
Well, I know, but you can also buy a lot of the Double E stuff.
Right, but we're talking about the word mark for green and gold.
The Edmonton Elks.
Word mark. Is it a green or is it a gold? Gold.
I don't know. I'm not I don't care all that much for that, I guess.
So is it?
It's, I don't know, gold, I guess, because I don't care all that much. Gold. You know what? I'm gonna bring it back because I did catch myself in my own bias
See?
when I was buying merch. I was looking for merch that specifically did not say Edmonton Elks. I was looking specifically for merch that had the double E. And then I was like, whoa, what are you doing? It's like, I don't care all that much, and yet I'm still kind of being biased a little bit.
But you cared. You cared enough to even think about it. Yeah,
I did. I sure did, and I think it's because of how what we have talked about in this podcast of where the team might be going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where that is possibly headed, and maybe in my own head, I'm just preparing for the worst kind of thing. So maybe that's why my reaction was like that, but it's not bad.
Prepare for the worst, but still praying for the best, like Little Wayne once said. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say green on this word mark. The reason why, I'm not a big fan of like the modern vintage look. So the old word mark for the double E, you know how the boys on their jerseys, it says Eskimos. That's they used to have that as a word mark. You know, I think the last one before that was more of that curve one that I have on the vintage on the throwback jerseys, the 2000s 95s in there. 2000 and I want to say actually 1995 is when that curved Eskimos word mark was. So anyway, so you know, this word mark we can expect to see it for the foreseeable future. The double E does not change their word marks very often.
Right.
And the last Edmonton Elks one, well, I think we know how that one looks. We still have lots of gear with it, right? Do I like that one? Yes. Why? Because it does incorporate those exact same double E's that they use right now on the hat. That's what they used in the word mark for Edmonton Elks round 1. This to me, I mean, I see what they did with the stripes, and I do like that part of it. But I will say that I am not the biggest fan of it. I'm going to go with a green. And the reason why is just because I don't like the modern vintage look. I do think that
that's a weird thing. Modern vintage.
Well, they're modern retro, right?
Yeah.
Like you can tell that it's like that does come through too.
Yeah.
Sorry about the dirty glass, but that's what they switched away from. So do I like this one a little bit more? I actually do. So I'm going to say green for the sake of this. Let's go ahead and check the herd chat comments to see what people think of the current word mark for the Edmonton Elks. Let's see.
John says gold.
He says gold. Al McGill, gold.
No, well, that was for the previous question.
Oh, my bad.
And then Ken, Chalka says green.
Green.
Yeah.
So see, there you go. Some people aren't exactly the biggest fans.
Yeah.
All right, let's close up green or gold. Thank you everybody for participating in another lovely edition of Green or Gold. G or G. Alrighty, we have made it to the final segment of the show. You know what it is. It is the fan forum. Let's go ahead and open it up. This fan forum is brought to you by Argos Fancast. Join Clay, Will, and Sir Doug as they give you the latest from Argos land right here on Shotgun Sports Network. Might be a bad week to listen to them if you are a Double E fan. Might be a little tough.
Don't do it.
Alrighty, everybody. In this segment, we're going to talk about the hottest topics surrounding the Edmonton Elks and the CFL as a whole. Herd chat for the last time tonight. Blow it up. Get your comments and questions into the herd chat. We'll bring them up on the show. Let's open it up. It's officially open as of right now. So is your mouth from that yawn. That was a big.
It's almost 10. That's my time.
Big
that's
yawn, Catherine.
That's my bedtime. It's like as soon as we get to the fan forum, my body's just like.
I'm not gonna lie. I had a little bit of a late night myself last night. I came home and had a celebration bevy after getting that SD. Yeah, had to go to sleep by midnight. Some people were up till 1:30. I mean, I'm getting too old for it, and I'm only like, 34?
Well, even the team at ESC, they were up there partying it up and still had a program at 6 a.m. the next day.
Like Dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dusty was there till 1:30. The guy got 3 hours of sleep and then started the Nielsen show this morning at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Freaking troop. How about a round of applause to Dusty for that? But yeah, let's get into our topics here. Yes, and offensive issues we will talk about in the second one.
Okay.
So everybody bear with us here. But question number 1, the Edmonton Elks are currently sitting at 5-8. Tiger Cats being the best in the East, 5-9 looks pretty plausible right now. Should the Double E make the playoffs if they lose against Hamilton? So, we're not saying can they, we're asking should. What's the deserve to win O-meter? What is the deserve to playoffs O-meter here?
They got to win all of them.
Sure, but let's say if they lose this one and they are then 5-9, because at that point you can only get 500 on the season. You can only split wins and losses.
You just have to absolutely win.
Yeah.
But so are you asking that if they win against Hamilton?
Well, no. So if they win against Hamilton, I can tell you that they should make it to the playoffs. Like at this point, if you get that win, you beat the best in the East.
But they still have a chance of not.
Totally.
Even if they win against Hamilton.
Totally. But in that case, and depending on, how big of a gap it is with the win and everything else, at that point in the season, if you guys are playing, rolling along like this and playing good football, you guys should make it to the playoffs. But if they lose this one, like even if they did make the playoffs, do you believe that they should have made it there? Let's say they make the playoffs even with this loss.
That's a weird question, because I think that whatever happens doesn't necessarily. I mean, at the end of the day, if you win, you win. If you don't, you don't.
No, but there is a deserve piece to it. Like teams scrape in, and they don't really deserve to be there.
If I'm going to be 100% honest, I don't believe that this team deserves to be in the Grey Cup this year.
No, but just playoffs, not even Grey Cup.
Sorry, playoffs. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay, sorry.
Jeez, whipping around a big old GC over here.
I am going all the way, baby. No, I do truly believe, from what I have seen starting from the season, that I don't. If we're talking about deserving. Yes. I don't think this team deserves to be in the playoff contention. Mm-hmm. If it happens, I'll be extremely happy, of course, because then it means that things just turned a corner, turned on our favor. Could be luck, could be whatever, but it just happened. The gods just shined upon us, and it just happened to happen, right? But are they deserving? Not with the mistakes that we have seen. Not with the types of games that we have seen, not with the games that we are currently seeing that we just saw. I don't think so.
Well, and I think you also add the injuries that they're going through right now. I mean,
that's not deserving, though. I mean, that's just unfortunate.
No, but now they have to pivot. Now, I think that what they've done with the next man up mentality and the replacement players, fantastic. I think that they're keeping their head above water to a degree, but clearly, you need to get the wins in order to truly keep your head above water. Right now, they're sinking in the standings. Right now, they're sinking in the win-loss record.
Yeah. The only way that they will make me completely convinced that they deserve to be in the playoffs is if they win every single game going forward. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Well,
that's just it.
At this point, they have to win their way out.
Well, they absolutely have to.
Yeah.
I mean, and will they? I don't think so. But just in terms of that specific word that you're asking, which is deserving, we have seen way too many mistakes, way too many missed opportunities. We know that a lot of the time, most of the time, they don't have a 3-phase football team that is constantly playing well. A lot of it, like I said, is it luck? Or is it actually really good games, right? Especially with the offensive line, as we are going to talk about some of the play calling, even the defense just playing like they're a defense. We talked about it in the last game. It's not a good defense. It's not a bad defense. It's a defense.
It's a defense,
right? Special teams, you have some really good games, and then suddenly you have some really bad games, right? So there's zero consistency.
Yeah,
chemistry is starting to pick up. but way too many mistakes, less penalties than the beginning of the season, but still penalties at the wrong times that should not happen, and just costly mistakes and missed opportunities.
Well, I think the most frustrating part about this is seeing a bad start again, right? 0-5 to start the season. Was it 0-5, 0-6, somewhere in there? Terrible start to the season for the Double E. On top of that, the chemistry didn't come. You didn't know who your starting quarterback was. Chemistry didn't start coming until halfway through the season. And this team now looks like what we should be seeing to start next season.
Yeah.
Barring any major changes,
fair.
right?
That's fair.
But, deserve, should they make the playoffs if they lose this next game? Absolutely not. I don't think that there's any real alternate reality where the Edmonton Elks are at this point with this record, and especially with the 5-9, I don't see how they deserve to be in the playoffs, and then B, based on everything that's happened this season, I just don't have the most faith. If they get this win against Hamilton, I think that they do deserve to be in the playoffs based on, how they obviously roll through the rest of the season. If you can win against Hamilton, you can put up that kind of fight.
Are they going to win against Saskatchewan, though?
I think that they can win against Saskatchewan if they win against Hamilton.
Ooh.
I truly do. Because at least you have momentum, at least you're rolling, right? And in this game against Toronto, the Edmonton Elks snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. They had the game in the bag. They had terribly timed penalties. I believe 7 for 75 is the stat on that game, right? So 7 for 75, big issue. Ken Shapka here, rookie coaching is what we see, and it can only get better. So I agree with that.
Well, and I like what you said, that what we're currently seeing right now should be what we see at the beginning of the season next year, right? Which I think it's a very, very fair statement. I think we're getting better. I think that things are changing. Things are clicking. There's more chemistry. Things are starting to happen and roll forward with the Edmonton Elks, but that's how they should start a really good season, a winning season. Should be with the team that we currently have right now.
Yeah, I don't want to see much for changes. Now, I do want to move on to this next question here in the fan forum because it does kind of blend in with this.
I do think, before we move on, that to answer your question, Blake over here is at 33.3%.
So that is the current odds for the Edmonton Elks to make it into the playoffs, right?
Yes.
Now, if they lose, cut it in half again.
Of course.
Right? If they lose, if anything, it's going to go down to like 5%.
Of course.
So they're one loss away from must-win mode, and I believe I said this last week.
Yeah.
You're one loss away from must-win mode.
Yep.
You are running out of time. You need a win, and now you have your toughest opponent of the season.
Need all the wins.
Good luck. And I will be watching. I will be rooting. I will never stop cheering for this team.
Of course.
But we do have to face the reality here. The Edmonton Elks need a damn near perfect game. They need a damn near perfect game for what they have.
They need a damn near perfect rest of the season.
Yeah. My mustache keeps on flipping into my nose. It's terrible.
Yeah, you're getting too wound up.
My mustache is it's squirrely. It's squirrely. Too much celebrating with Lesty over here. All right. Question number 2. The Double E seems to have a great defense, a strong special teams, but a lackluster offense. Some believe the offensive coordinator is the problem, while others point out individual plays and players. What is keeping this team from scoring on offensive drives?
I do think the OC is a big problem.
Jordan Maximic.
I really do think so. I mean, there's something to say with having bad players. And to be honest, I don't think we have bad players.
No.
We have bad situations. We have mistakes, and we have costly mistakes that we have seen. But it's what you do with the current strengths of your players that make a good play, right? And we've seen very few of that. There's been a lot of situations that we're yelling and we're like, what the hell are you doing? What is happening with the offense? The O-line is horrible. There's, it's just collapsing. It's not working out.
The listeners and viewers have pointed out on the show multiple times in the past, what they're seeing out of poor offensive coordinating and poor defensive coordinating as well. JC Sherritt has found a way to get it together in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
I would say that Jordan Maximic, especially with his use of Trey Ford, despite the fact that they all linked up together in the offseason, started working on the game plan, started doing all these things, and between Trey Ford and Jordan Maximic, they just could not get on the same page on game day.
Yeah, no, and that's just it. If you're not able to make plays for the players that you have, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
You cannot go with the same playbook expecting that every single player that comes across is going to learn it and practice it and perform it exactly how you're expecting that to go if they have different styles of play. So for that, you have to be able to shift. You have to be able to make adjustments to the playbook that ties to the strengths, once again, to the players that you currently have. And I don't see that. We haven't seen that. Like maybe with Fajardo a little bit, but we've talked about this, and maybe it's because Fajardo plays with the current playbook a little bit better than Ford did.
Well, it's because it's better designed for him, right?
But that's not the point. Right? That shouldn't be the point. You modify the playbook to meet your star players so that there's strengths in that. And not only that, it's also how you're making your calls, your play calling, right?
Yeah.
Which we have seen plenty of times, and Ken agrees over here in the chat. Play calls. How many times have we said that?
Yeah, and I mean, Charlie Defoe also does say here, Bombers are having the same problem with a new offensive coordinator. Sucks and frustrating. Hogan, I believe his name is. I could be wrong on that. Could be completely wrong on that, but yeah. And then Ken also does say in regards to the double E, when I rewatched the game, they called the same 3 plays and 3 set of downs and failed.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, we do see that repetition. It's
predictable and vanilla
still, and it's the run Rankin and hope that he finds a big hole.
Yeah.
When the other team blitzes, like you can tell when the other team is blitzing.
And when your O-line is not necessarily the strongest, how are you going to make that happen?
Thank you.
The few times that has happened, it has been on Justin Rankin finding the holes. I don't think the holes have been made for him, right? He was able to kind of make chicken soup out of chicken, as you like to say.
And well, but that's the point, right? Like you said, and that's why I was looking to see what Carter O'Donnell did. That's why I selected Carter O'Donnell as one of my players to watch in last week's episode, because I want to see this offensive line get better. And they look good, but I'm starting to wonder now too. Sorry, they don't look good. They look good at times. They do not look good this season at all.
They don't look good.
Lots of questions too. Like we re-signed Martez Ivey. You got Mark Cordy in there. David Beard is a new addition. Take a look at the changes from last year to this year. Last year, the offensive line was getting honor roll stats.
Yeah.
This year, I think 1 or 2 players have gotten honor roll stats from the offensive line, and that's it. Then no full line honors this year.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
So, what's changed from, last year to this year? Love David Beard. Go Bears. Love David Beard and loves what he brings in leadership and whatnot. But
he's made so many mistakes.
Well, yeah. He's not looking like the elite center that he did many years ago with the double E.
Yeah. Well, we even said that when Mark Cordy, is he going to take the center position? Because that was a way better suited position for Mark Cordy than David Beard.
Right, but you have David Beard now at center. And and like I said, I don't have any issues with David Beard. Love the guy, great person, all this stuff. I do wonder if he's starting to get up there in age to the point where he can't quite block or can't quite protect on the offensive line like he used to. He snaps the ball, he gets it to Cody Fajardo decently at most times. But is he able to hold that pocket, or is the game or the players running by him?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I do think that there are more changes that need to happen on that offensive line. I do think the offensive line is part of the problem in this.
Yeah.
But I do think the offensive coordinating, simply put, at this point, is not good enough.
And see, here's the thing. If you're talking about individual plays and players, it is up to the coaching staff to realize if a player or an individual is not working for the team. Right? So at the end of the day, there's levels to this. And if an individual play or if an individual player is not working out for the team,
there's still salary cap.
Well, of course, but you do things to better that. Is he better suited to be in a different position? Mm-hmm. Is he better suited to just, go to the secondary or shuffle things up so that if you know that a player is not working out, you don't continue putting him in the same damn position and making him go through the exact same mistakes. It is up to the coaching staff to also make those calls. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you can't blame a player for having a bad game or making some mistakes when the coaching position should be the ones taking the brunt of the responsibility for that.
Yeah, and I agree, right? The coaching staff is supposed to put these players into the best position possible to succeed. That's how that works. Mm-hmm. Do I think that we could see a little bit more of that or see at least some improvement on that side? Could we see more guys put into those successful positions via play calling, via formation, however it may be at whatever coaching position to player? And I think specifically like offense, because defense is starting to get it together. Yeah. I don't think that the Edmonton Elks defense is part of the problem in this case.
Right now we're hurting. Our defense is seriously hurting.
They're beat up and they're still performing.
They're still doing what needs to be done a lot of the time. I mean, maybe they're still letting in a lot of points. We're still allowing a lot of points.
But imagine that Toronto game without the turnovers.
Of course. And even stopping some of those, where they could have gotten touchdowns, they ended up with field goals instead. Yeah. Right. So 100%, based on how many injuries we have on the defense, they have been doing what they can do, and they're doing it well. Once again, they're not a bad defense. They're not a fantastic defense. They're a defense. But that's way better than what we can say currently for our offensive line.
Yeah, that's a bad offense. Yeah. In general, it's a bad offense. Yes. So your wide receiver is depleted. Your offensive line, Swiss cheese. Mm-hmm. Your quarterback, well, Cody Fajardo might be a little bit dinged up as well.
Well, yeah, but it's how Al puts it here. The offensive line needs to step it up, give the quarterback a lot more protection. They need to give the quarterback just a few more seconds to make the play. So while on Cody Fajardo's side, he is responsible for some of those calls that he does, a lot of the time he's also not. If he's just not being covered for long enough and he's just scrambling or trying to make his best with what he's given, then he's going to make mistakes as well. So a little bit of A, a little bit of B, but a lot of the time, I do believe that some of those sacks that have happened or some of those missed, plays that Fajardo has had, it's not necessarily on him.
No, he does hold on to the ball a little bit too long at times. Some of the play action. At the same time, he has guys flying at him because the offensive line is broken. So it's a goes both ways sort of scenario on that one. A little bit of it is on the quarterback, a little bit of it is on the offensive line. So frustrating, but how do they magically get better right now? They don't. It's coaching at this point. That's all that's going to be able to help them unless they bring in more guys. And I think you're already kind of maxed out on talent. I think you already have your best 5 on the line.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do, but how do you get the
heads? I mean, no.
We are late night over here. Can we please bring up one question? I did see one. I want to say way earlier on. It could have been from John.
We do have this question. That's a good question. From Blake, I do want to bring this up so that we can answer. Blake does ask what your thoughts are on the Bills and Argos partnership. We talked about it on our show. Go watch our last episode with Clay from the tour with the
Argos Fancast.
Argos Fancast. We talk about this plenty in that episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of differing opinion on that.
Mhm.
Some people believe that it could be good. Some people, see the negative in it. So we have quite a bit of opinion on it. Do go check it out. That is Go Hard or Go Home episode with Clay
Puns are
Chisholm.
heavy around here. Charlie
Heavier the
over
puns.
here. Charlie Defoe. Bumbers have a brewing company making beer for them with the W logo. Does the Elks have an official logoed beers?
Let's do it.
They don't.
They don't, but they do have Canadian Club that is branded with the double E's, and they got little jerseys on
Is
them.
it?
Remember, I sent you the picture.
Did you? I don't remember.
See, look, I'm not the only one that's losing my memory, okay? Yeah, yesterday we saw Ashley Callingbull at the SD, is a big Ashley Callingbull fan here, and I'm like, Catherine, it's Ashley Callingbull. And you're like, yeah, I know. Are you sure that's her right there? Yeah, that's her. Oh, okay. Well, we should go introduce ourselves. We've already met her. Like, what, Catherine? What? Are you sure?
We shook hands. You said that she does a really good job at like a host for the in-game hosts. And yeah. Maybe you just blanked out. You were so like starstruck.
I think because it was fan day, right?
Yeah. Yes,
it was a fan
during
day.
that interaction. You just blacked out.
It was down when they had all the food trucks and everything. Okay,
we were talking. We were walking around and we talked, shook hands, and all of that. So
yeah, because I think we said, "Oh my God, we're your biggest fans."
You say that to everybody, so I can't.
See, look at that. So look, I'm not going crazy. I'm not sick. What is it? I'm just unwell. Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Alrighty, and then yes, let's bring up this last one too, since John got it in here. What do you think of the $20 tickets for Saskatchewan Roughriders games for the rest of this season and going forward? Which, by the way, that is select games, John. So I did actually research this subject. The Saskatchewan Roughriders, for anybody that is listening, watching, and unaware of this one. The Saskatchewan Roughriders have released $20 tickets, nosebleed tickets, and that is going to assist in getting attendance numbers up at Mosaic Stadium. What do I think of this? Well, I think it's fantastic. The Edmonton Elks also have tickets starting at $20.
Yeah.
1-800-GO-ELKS.
And the difference is that people actually want to go see the Saskatchewan Roughriders play right now.
Yeah.
So
well, but you know what? You shouldn't need a $20 ticket if your team's doing that good, and that's all you eat,
true.
sleep, breathe. You don't have any hockey, any NHL teams. You don't have any NFL teams. You don't have they do have lacrosse there. They do have lacrosse.
Yeah.
I'll take that back.
That's true, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt to just amp up the volume.
Yeah.
For cheap tickets, nosebleed, we have them too. They may not necessarily be the best location. I think they're the standing rail, the beer rail.
Party deck is 25.
Party deck, there's 20. Oh.
So most likely, like the $20 ticket is going to be the family huddle zones, huddles over there.
Yeah. Well, and I know that at this point we're going to see that a lot of children's tickets are either going to go for free or for very cheap going forward. So. Most likely. And
it's already $15 a ticket for your child, without season tickets or anything.
Yeah.
If you want to bring your child 12 and under, it's a $15 ticket, which in my opinion, that's still a really good price.
Yep.
So the Edmonton Elks, they already do something like this. I do think that it's smart for the Saskatchewan Roughriders to do that. Anytime you can get a higher attendance on a cheap trick, I always agree with it. I think that the Edmonton Elks need to do more of that. I believe they're doing it with Elks Nation in the form of a discount code.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like
maybe
somebody has talked about this before somewhere. Right? But yeah, I mean, I think that especially at Commonwealth Stadium, if you can open up that upper bowl for a certain occasion, if they're able to open up that upper bowl and they sell $10 tickets or $15 tickets in the corners of Commonwealth, please tell me where that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
you have to staff a couple more people. It does cost money, obviously, but $10 to $15 tickets, Commonwealth Stadium in the big corners. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a no-brainer to me. And then as you fill in those corners, you can kind of fill in closer to the middle, right?
Yeah.
And the prices will go up $5, $5, and go so on and so forth. So, to get back to John's question, yes, I do think that it's amazing, and I hope that they find some success. I just wish the Edmonton Elks would do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, please do not close it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally at the end of the episode. We got quite a few thanks tonight, quite a few thanks to hand out. First of all, once again, Edmonton Sports Talk, EST, the Nasties, everybody at the Esties last night, everybody that celebrated with us. Matthew Wanick for putting on a great event. It was just fantastic. So big thanks to that crew. Big thanks to Catherine for being my partner in crime, the co-host of the Elks Call. You do great work. You've kept this podcast afloat while we've went through some really stormy seas over here. So big shout out to Catherine. She is one of 2 women podcasters in the CFL. Kayla Doucette from the Turf District is the other one. So power in women. It was a big women empowerment episode tonight, apparently, as well. And Taylor on the show. So big shout out to Taylor McPherson. If you missed the interview and jumped on live after the interview, you got to go back and check it out. Go Bears, go Pandas. She's awesome stuff. And of course, go Double E. She is an ambassador with the Edmonton Elks. So if you did miss that, you got to go check it. Shout out to our viewers and listeners. Okay. You guys rocked this herd chat tonight. You guys are fantastic. Guys, girls, everybody in between. I can't thank you enough for riding with the Elks herd. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and favorite buttons, as we'd love to see your love. Okay. Really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Fan forum, it's officially closed. Thanks everybody for tuning in. From the Elks herd, my name is Scout, aka the rep from Section X.
And I'm Catherine, aka David Elks.
We are the herd. This was the call, and we will check everybody on the next episode of the Elks Call 2025 SD winners. Check you later, everybody. Go Elks.
Have a good night.